had a hard transitioning from my life in St. Louis to my life in Houston, because it's like God had isolated me for himself and went through a season of him just breaking me and showing me and purging me. And I felt isolated. I felt alone. I felt like I couldn't talk to anybody. And it was just a season where God was just cutting at me, cutting at me, cutting at me. And when you're in that cutting season, it's uncomfortable because, the purging does not feel comfortable. The purging is actually him pulling you apart bit by bit. But why? It's because he's recreating you into something better. It's because he's working his hand, and it's all going to work out for your good. But when you're first experiencing that, you don't understand that when you first experience that. So you just feel like, oh Lord, everything that I do is this, everything that I do is bad. Do you like me? Do you like anything about me? I remember I used to think that, like, Lord, do you like me? Anything about me? Because it seems like every time you give me something else, right? And so he was cutting, he was purging, he was purging. And I remember I had the strongest temptation to run. And I said within my heart, now I'm talking it within my heart. I didn't even say it out loud, but I said, you know what? I'm just going to go back. I wasn't even thinking about going back to St. Louis. I was just going to go somewhere that wasn't here. Right. And I was literally like just feeling like that because all the things that I felt like God was requiring, it was too much for me to bear because I was trying to bear it by myself. And it's because I had the lack of spiritual maturity to understand what he was trying to do at that time. And that will cause you to want to abort mission and just run, right? Because in a lot of ways, I felt like what he was preparing me for, I wasn't good enough to do anyway. And that was the enemy. Now God called me to Houston. So what am I running from? I'm running from his purging because I don't understand that the purging leads to purpose, right? And so when you don't know the overall purpose for his purging and all you feel is that cut, sometimes that do make you want to just run, just run. Okay, I'll just run. And so I had this thing in me where I used to want to flee certain situations that was high pressure. If it was too much pressure, I would just run, right? And I remember God said, where are you going to go? He just said it like that. So, where you going to go, Jess? Because he said, this is where I called you to be. I told you to marry that man. I told you this was the life that I had for you. I told you this is exactly where you needed to be. And when you go out, you're going to leave the hedge of protection that I have you in. See, all that purging that I'm doing, all that thing. See, you only see the purging. You only see the cutting, daughter, but you don't see the protection. You don't see that I got you literally surrounded, encased in my love. And that's my mercy on your life. That's me not giving up on you. That's me long suffering you during this season because I know that my purging is moving you to bear fruit in me. And that's what I want. And you don't see that yet. You don't understand that yet. And so I wanted to run originally. And God told me, and that's why it just brings tears to my eyes because I see, oh my Lord. I'm sorry. Can I just thank him? Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Because I see what he was trying to do in me. Because now I'm hindsight 2020 of that. Now I'm this happened about 5 years ago when I first moved to Houston. And now I see the benefit of staying in there, staying in the plan, staying in the will of God. It's not always easy. And I'm your sister. I'm going to be real with you. It's not always easy. When God seems like he's taking this and he's taking that and he's cutting this and he's changing you. right? It's not going to happen in your comfort zone. It's very uncomfortable being shaped and molded, and it's pressure. But you got to understand that pressure produce diamonds. And I was a diamond in the rough that needed a whole bunch of stuff to be cut away before I can be used for him.